We are the keepers of the flame, the sacred order. Let the ceremony begin.
And today, faithful acolytes, we take a look at this. And what this is, from Silk City, it is Jezebel. Berries and spice and everything nice. And this is, imagine Our Lady Jezebel holding on to some, I presume are raspberries. Raspberries, rather. There's the Silk City Dragon. I mentioned this in the written review available in the description down below, but I find this naming kind of confusing. We can see there's a lot of bits of whatnot in here. So we have even more confusion here. Berries and spice and everything nice. Hot sauce is love. Love is in the air. The pepper is hot. Sweet berries will not disappoint your love for this hot sauce. What is even that? I don't understand what that is supposed to be. But ingredient wise, we have fresh Dutton Farm apples, green habanero peppers, which I think is probably giving this the coloration here. Possibly, maybe they're green apples they used also, I don't actually know. Fresh raspberries and or strawberries. What? Is or something you can include in your ingredient labels? Is that a thing? Apple cider and apple cider vinegar. So, like I said in the written review, I find some of this naming convention and this, a lot of the actual labeling here I find actually kind of baffling. But the sauce itself, like as you can see, it's fairly runny. It definitely, to me, gets more in the line of elixir than hot sauce. But they're calling it a hot sauce, not an elixir. There are elixirs available too, of course, from Silk City. Silk City, I think, is one of the more fascinating manufacturers out there. I really, really like what they're doing there. But I can't quite seem to comprehend a lot of it. Can't quite get it fixed in my mind. So you can see there, I don't like the color of this. It's sort of a green, beigeish, almost a light brown. I'm not in love with this coloration, I'm just gonna be honest. But you can see there's lots of flecks of peppers and whatnot in there. Smells heavenly. It smells really, really, really good. I think, like I said, look at this as more of a drink than an actual hot sauce. I think it makes a little more sense to me. But we are going to use it. Well, you'll find out actually what we're going to do in this. But for now, let's just try it solo. Right away, I get apples and raspberries. Really, really nice combination of that. Very smooth, silky. It's almost like a runny applesauce almost. Texture-wise, just a very refined one, I guess. And then there's the back end of the habaneros as well. There's a very slight habanero taste of this, but not a very considerable one. Definitely, apples and raspberries are much more forceful into the mix. But there's a subtlety to both those flavors as well. There's not one that really is stronger than another one. I quite like this sauce. I think with hot sauces, subtlety is very, very difficult. Because if you're having the sauce just by itself, that's fine. But outside of, if you are a YouTuber making videos, you're probably not really eating a lot of this by itself. Sauces, condiments in general, are meant to go with something. And so it's a fine balance between integrating with the flavor, whatever that is, and with being forceful enough that it actually contributes one way or the other to the overall flavor profile. This one can get lost a bit easy. I will definitely know it on things like chicken strips and so on. The runny nature also doesn't help because it'll start to peel off. It'll run off of foods instead of actually being there, which, like I said, definitely doesn't help. So I thought, I'm always trying to find new things, and I've never done this before. So Mountain Dew is doing a lot of throwing in raspberry. I think they call it Spark. And they're also playing around with the idea of having a flamin' hot Mountain Dew, which is literally the most offensive idea I think that I could ever come up with to do to a soda. In this case, I've got some Diet Mountain Dew, and we're going to sort of make a combination and see how it gets between those two. So we're going to have the raspberry of the Diet Mountain Dew Spark combined with, I don't know how much heat is in the flamin' hot Mountain Dew. If this channel gets to 1,000 subscribers, I will actually do that product. That will be my 1,000 subscriber special. And I do have a lot of special event type stuff based on subscriber levels. So the next one after 1,000 is 100,000. And I don't know if any of the Chili Head YouTubers are really getting into that rarefied air. And of course, one after that would be 1 million. But again, I don't know how possible that even is. You know, when you look at some of the more popular YouTubers in the Chili Head segment, and you kind of find out where they're coming in with things, that might just not be something that I guess is too available for a lot of people in that particular viewing audience. So, but anyway, so let's start off just a Diet Mountain Dew here. We're just going to pour some of this in here. And I did lemonade with the Ram Skull. I made a blueberry strawberry lemonade. This one, of course, we're going to have raspberry. I don't know if there's strawberries actually in this. I mean, it's hard to tell at this point. But all right, let's see how that did. Oh, that is really interesting. I quite like that. You're still getting a bit of the Diet Mountain Dew, but you're also getting the sauce is able to actually stand in it. I think I just want to touch more of this though. I just want a little bit more of the punch of heat. Let's see what that does. That first one's quite nice though by itself. Let's see here. Oh, that's interesting. Anybody remember Apple Slice? Does anybody out there remember a product called Apple Slice? This doesn't really remind me of that, but it also kind of does, if that makes any sense. It probably doesn't. But this reminds me of if you have a spicier sort of apple slice and then you spiked it with Mountain Dew. I guess it's okay. The raspberry is kind of vanishing, though. I think that's interesting. And of course, Mountain Dew is just I guess you call it a citrus, a sort of general citrus soda, but I don't buy hot sauces for drinks. I don't even use them in drinks. I've never actually put them in a drink outside of this series. So instead, what we have here is a nice plate of shaved pork. Pork and apples, pork and raspberry, all goes together extremely well. And this is an application where this sauce actually really does nicely. Let's it up a little. I got some really nice caramelization on this stuff this time as well. Have a little bit more of that on there. You know, actually, I don't mind if I use this whole thing on this. In fact, I think I will. I think I'll just do that. Because I don't... This is one of the few times I think I finished a hot sauce on camera, actually. We'll see if we can get some more out of this. Just because this is the main application for this, where I like it. And I just want to make sure I'm getting enough actual flavor out of this. It's a really interesting idea though, this sauce, and sort of having this as a finished product. I find it really, really inventive. So Jeff, another good job. All right, let's get out of there. Eat you too. All right, put that there. This there. Do you get more of this? I don't think we do. Yeah, it's runny enough. Really don't get anything sticking to the side. All right. Okay. Here we go. Jezebel on some nice shaved pork. It's pretty lovely, but the saltiness of the pork kind of combines with the more or less the sweetness of the sauce. Kind of lost the raspberry though. This is mostly apples, a little bit of habanero. It's alright though, I like apple with pork. For as much as I put on there, I'm really not getting a lot of flavor density from the hot sauce, which is kind of confusing. I mean, I'm getting a little bit of a heat charge from the habanero, but just really not getting a lot of flavor density. I suppose I put about a third of this bottle on there too. Third to a quarter. Somewhere in there. Ah, that's good. I think I like it better in the Mountain Dew than on this pork, actually. If I ever ran this through the shaver, not do a good job cleaning the meat first, though. Well, so I think there's some line blurring here, like I was saying, between a hot sauce and an elixir. Trying to drink this straight, it's a little thick for that, and it's not, I don't think it's meant for that. That last bit of so you saw how much I ate. And that last bit, see there's quite a bit of stuff on the glass here. Of that spiked Diet Mountain Dew. I've got a sort of a nice back end bit of warmth here. But the back end of that Diet Mountain Dew by itself was quite a bit hotter than anything I had on that plate. So I mean, it's a habanero heat, so it's not ever going to get like too crazy out of hand. This one, I would, like I said, I think I gave it a 1. I put it about in that area there. Enough of a little sparkly charge. I mean, it's nice, but I appreciate that the whole line blurring thing is going on. It makes it, because it's not a concentrated enough flavor, because it's not not reduced down enough, just makes it a little bit hard as far as flexibility for the sauce, I think. I did quite enjoy this, even though I found, like I said, much of this confusing with the naming convention, but I did enjoy this quite a bit, and I enjoyed the Ram Skull as well. I don't think it's one of the better Silk City sauces, but here's kind of the cool mark of that, is that even where they could be somewhat of a miss, I still think they're extremely good sauces. So I don't know, I can't think I've had anything from Silk City where I've just outright disliked it. And the ones that are good are really, really good. So I've got a couple more, I think, coming up after this, 2 or 3 more. But I'm right around the corner from adding this to my list of favorite hot sauce companies. I think they do a really, really interesting job. And I really appreciate that they're using local produce and everything else. So, but there it is, the Silk City Jezebel hot sauce.
Now go forth in peace to serve the flame.